Hello guys, welcome to Kumarji tutorial, and in today's tutorial we are going to discuss about glands. So what are glands? Glands are the modified form of epithelial tissue, and the glands are collections of cells which are secretory in function and they secrete chemicals, hormones, etc. So this is gland. Now the classification of gland. So glands are classified on various bases. We will discuss about the four bases of classification of glands. Firstly, we will discuss about the on the basis of number of cells present in a gland. So on this basis there is unicellular gland and multicellular gland. In case of unicellular gland, the gland is formed of only one cell. Suppose this is one cell and the gland is formed of this only one cell, and the example is goblet cell. Goblet cell is found in the stomach and a small intestine where it secretes mucus. So this is unicellular gland. While in case of multicellular gland, suppose this is our gland and this gland is formed of many cells. These are the epithelial cells. So this is multicellular gland, and the example is salivary gland, pituitary gland, pancreas, etc. Now, on the basis of the mode of secretion of the gland, that how these glands secrete their chemicals, on this basis there are three types of gland. The first one is the holocrine gland. Suppose these are the cells of holocrine gland. And in case of holocrine glands, when the secretion occur, these cells, suppose this cell secretes their chemicals here, and during its secretion the whole structure ruptures. That is, all these cells get ruptured. So all these cells rupture and along with its secretion. So this is the holocrine gland, and the example is oil gland. So in case of oil gland, the whole structure, this whole structure of all the cells, they get ruptured along with its secretion, and the example is oil gland. The second one is the merocrine gland, and in case of merocrine gland, suppose these are the cells. In case of merocrine gland, only the secretion, the secretory part, that is only the chemical is secreted, and there is no change in the shape or structure of the gland. So here only the chemicals are found here. So this is merocrine gland, and the example is pituitary gland, pancreas, salivary gland. These are the examples of merocrine gland. The third one is the apocrine gland, and in case of apocrine gland, suppose these are the cells of apocrine gland. Along with the secretion, suppose here is the secretion from these cells, some part of the cell also ruptures. Some part of the cell also ruptures. So suppose this part of the cell and here this part and this part also ruptures. So some part of the cell also ruptures. This is apocrine gland, and the example is sweat glands of our armpit. In our armpit, when the sweat is released, then some part of the sweat gland is also ruptured and get released along with the chemicals, and because of which some cytoplasmic part also comes out, and because of which when we clear the sweats with any white cloth, then we found that there is yellow color on that very cloth, but that yellow color is not found when we clear the sweat of our forehead or the in face or any other place. So This is the example of apocrine gland, that is sweat glands of our armpit. Now the third classification is on the basis of whether the glands have duct or not. So on this basis there are three types of glands. The first one is the exocrine gland. Suppose these are the cells of a gland. And in case of exocrine glands, there is a duct-like structure. Suppose this is our duct. And the secretion is released here. And these chemicals goes to the area of target, that is in the targeted area through ducts. So this is exocrine gland, and the example is salivary gland, sweat glands, etc. are the examples of exocrine gland. While in case of endocrine gland, the cells pour their secretion, they release their chemicals, and in this case the chemicals are hormones, directly into the blood. So suppose there is blood vessel, and in the blood vessel they directly pour their secretion, that is in the blood. So this is endocrine gland. While in case of heterocrine gland, which is third type of gland, in case of heterocrine gland, the gland has both part, that is exocrine part as well as endocrine part, and example is that is our pancreas. In case of pancreas, the islets of Langerhans is endocrine part, which pour their secretion, insulin and other hormones directly into the blood, while there is some exocrine part also which secretes digestive enzyme. Now, on the basis of the shape of the gland, it is of two type, tubular gland and alveolar gland. So we will discuss firstly tubular gland. And tubular gland is of two type, simple tubular gland and branch tubular gland. So in case of simple tubular gland, the gland is of tube-like structure. So suppose this is our gland, simple tubular gland, tube-like structure, and here is all the epithelial cells. So these are the epithelial cells, and they pour their secretion here, and the secretion, the chemicals is released here in this part, and then the chemicals comes above, and if it is exocrine then it is supplied with ducts, and if it is endocrine then these secretions directly goes into the blood. So this is simple tubular gland. In this case there is one modification, and the modification is something like this. Suppose this is the tubular gland, and it goes and forms a helix like structure like this. So this is the modification of simple tubular gland in the form of helix. And the example of simpler tubular gland which I discussed before this is the crypts of Lieberkühn, which is found in the stomach. And the example of this, that is when it forms loops like structure, the example of this modified simple tubular gland is our sweat glands. Sweat glands, the example is sweat gland. And the second type of tubular gland is branched tubular gland. And in case of branched tubular gland, we have a structure like this. Because these are the glands, and from here the branches comes out. Here are the branches, and they terminate like a tube, and all these are supplied with cells. So here are the epithelial cells, sorry, these epithelial cells here on the lining, and they pour their secretion directly into these ducts, sorry, we cannot call it ducts, into these tubes. So this is branched tubular gland, and the example is our pyloric gastric glands, which is found in the small intestine. So this is all about tubular gland. The second one is the alveolar gland or saccular gland, where the gland is of sac-like structure. It is also of two types, simple and branched. And in case of simple, the gland looks like something this sac-like structure. So this is simple alveolar gland, and here are the epithelial cells, and they pour their secretion into this balloon like sac like structure. They pour their secretion here, and then it comes out through this. So this is simple alveolar gland, and the example of this is our goblet cell, which is found in the small intestine and stomach, and which secretes mucus. The second one is the branched alveolar gland, and I'm going to show you the structure of branched alveolar gland. Something like this. Branches of these sac-like structure, not tube-like structure. These are the sac-like structures, and they pour their secretion. And the example of this is our thyroid gland, which secretes thyroxine, calcitonin, etc. Now there is a special type of gland which we call the tubuloalveolar gland, where there is branched tube-like structures, but they terminate in a alveoli or in a sac-like structure like this. So this is known as tubuloalveolar gland, and the example is our mammary gland, where we found the mammary duct, and there is alveoli also. So this is tubuloalveolar gland. So this is all about the glands. That's all about the epithelial tissue and its modification, and glands and its type. In the next video we will discuss about the connective tissue. So that's all. Thank you.